Hey everybody, it's KK's World, and today I will be giving my first impressions of Season 14 of American Ninja Warrior. Before we start, I'd just like to let you guys know that I have a brand new channel banner, which includes all my social media tags. Additionally, almost 3/4 of my viewers aren't subscribed to the channel, so please consider hitting that subscribe button if you enjoy my content and want to see more. I'm going to start off with something that happened before the season, and then move on to the bad and the good. Let's get started. One thing that caught many people's attention were the requirements needed to compete. One of them stated that you had to be at least 19 years old. This got some people wondering if the teens would be coming back, but luckily they were able to, most likely as special guests again. The other odd requirement was having to receive a COVID vaccine before competing on the show. This caused some controversy, especially with David Campbell publicly speaking on his vaccination stances on social media. However, it does seem like David eventually got the vaccine, given he is competing this year. However, some top ninjas are not competing this year, such as Caleb Bergstrom, Nate Burkhalter, Daniel Gill, Jake Murray, and Amir Malik. Some of these absences may or may not be due to the vaccination requirements. None of these competitors have said that is the sole reason, so we're going to go ahead and not assume. Overall, this is kind of a bummer, given some big personalities are absent, but hopefully they'll be back next year. Alright, the first problem I have with American Ninja Warrior Season 14's qualifiers is the editing. What happened here? The editing has been absolutely awful. On top of the usual sob stories, which by the way are a lot more prevalent this year, top competitors are being digested. Don't tell me you don't have enough time to show top names like Ethan Swanson, Flip Rodriguez, Kyle Soderman, Adam Rail, Sean Bryan, Tiana Weber, Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Lucas Reilly, Cam Baumgartner, Chris DeGangi, Josh Levin, David Campbell, Brian Kretsch, and Jackson Twait. Wow, that was a lot. Look, I don't mind having a few sob stories per episode, since some of them have actually turned into great runs, such as Katie Bone and Christopher Harding Jones. But we're getting these stories practically every time we get back from a commercial break. That right there is a little excessive. And to think that some of these are replacing established competitors who have been at it for years just makes the whole situation even worse. Hopefully this problem can get fixed in the semifinals. My second problem with the ANW 14 qualifiers is the ratings. The ratings for Season 14 so far have been awful, especially the viewership numbers. So far, throughout the 4 episodes whose ratings have already came out, there's an average of only 2.88 million viewers per episode. That's the lowest since Season 4, when ANW first started making the move over to NBC. The show's viewer numbers peaked around Season 8 and have been a downwards trend since then, especially since ANW 12. This is a huge problem because not only is the season suffering, but the show and even the brand as a whole. Once again, I think this all boils down to the editing. Before we move on, I'd just like to show you this Reddit post I found and was given permission to use from Archmage Ninja 22. I think that he sums up the editing and ratings problems perfectly. Please pause the video and read this. People are simply getting tired of watching week after week when the majority of runs are sob stories. And unfortunately, I kinda have to agree with them. If they can't figure out something soon, the day ANW gets cancelled will be here sooner rather than later. So please, please, fix the editing. Now we move on to the good, where we have the obstacles. The new obstacles in ANW 14 have been pretty great so far. One thing I've enjoyed a lot about them is that they're creative. We've never seen anything like these before. Don't get me wrong, there's a few stinkers in there like the roller coaster, but most of them have been pretty decent. Final Frontier was personally one of my favorites. I can't remember a time when an obstacle required you to shift your weight to one side of the bar. Final Frontier was a great challenge too, with only 8 out of 28 making it through in episode 4. Heck, even the Despicaballs were pretty good, considering how much I usually don't enjoy sponsored obstacles. Some other highlights include the Salmon Roll, Shattered Panes, and Serpent. I'm also pretty happy that Split Decision came back from last year. And the other good thing about ANW 14's qualifiers are the results. This is probably the best thing in ANW 14 so far. To start, the new ninjas this year have been absolutely incredible. Jordan Carr being the youngest woman up the warp wall. Katie Bone shocking the world at 16, being the first to clear Final Frontier and clearing as a Type 1 diabetic. Jeremiah Boyd dashing through the course and getting the Mega Wall. And Levi Enright, an Iowa boy who came out of nowhere and beat the Mega Wall. So many of these new competitors look like they have such a high ceiling. And the established ninjas and teens didn't disappoint either. James McGrath coming back to beat the Megawall and propose to Alyssa Beard. Joe Morawski being the first to conquer the Megawall 3 times. Josiah Papel taking down the Megawall. And Barclay Stockett delivering one of the most inspirational runs of all time, not to mention returning back to form. Another cool thing is that both Jesse LeBrecq and Krista Ganji are even at 10 career buzzers each. So many great new competitors and returning faces. These competitors single-handedly saved the qualifiers from a train wreck. And thank goodness they did, because not only did they save it, they made them enjoyable. So overall, what do I think? The terrible editing choices throughout all 5 episodes were extremely baffling and severely dampened my feelings of the qualifiers. However, like I said earlier, the results single-handedly saved these qualifiers. So as for a score, I'm going to give American Ninja Warrior Season 14's qualifiers a score of 6 out of 10. So those were my first impressions of the qualifiers of ANW 14. Let me know how you feel about these qualifiers in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, and subscribe if you'd like more Ninja Warrior content just like this. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and as always, stay happy and healthy. 1, 2,